threes from him tonight?
Yeah, you know, the thing, even if he played us, all the games you watch, he plays the same way. He's going to come off a lot of ball screens. He's going to take you one-on-one. He's going to try to get to the foul line by kind of flopping into your body a little bit and drawing fouls. He does a great job of going right into your body. So we've got to play without fouling. Our big's got to help with verticality, which would mean don't swipe down the ball and come down with your arms. Just be vertical. Trust your size and your length. But we expect the ball to be in his hands 85% of the game when he's in there. And the other kid, number 4, this guy's really good. And he hurt us. Him and number 1 really hurt us out there in Kansas. So we got to do a great job with them in ball screen. So this is like I said, this is a ball screen team, and if we can take care of that and we can rebound this ball and we can make shots, we'll be okay.
Well, let's talk about the Wolverines then. Health-wise, this roster keeps getting shorter and shorter. We're down to 10 active players.
That's right.
And I know a couple of those are playing hurt. How are we doing going into this game?
The same deal. Trey's ankle's feeling a little better. Bastion's exactly where he was. You know, he's the same as he was the last, 6-8 weeks, just playing on a bum knee. It's amazing. But the opportunity for guys like Corey Cardwell, the opportunity for guys like Deion Goodman, these guys are getting in there and stepping up and relishing in this, you know, window of opportunity that's open for them, especially a senior like Corey. So we have to have guys step up because we don't have a lot of bodies, you know, and if we get 1 or 2 fouls early, you know, we have to rotate guys, and we're going to have Corey probably guarding some threes at times today. We're going to be playing some junk defenses because we've got to kind of hide guys at times with fouls or hide guys because of fatigue. So it is making us coach and really, really hard, and it's making us think, but it's also making these players, you know, play the best that they can, because if they don't, we're going to get exposed.
Yeah, 10 active players on the roster now, 8 of them really healthy if you throw out Bastion and Ivory Young.
6 scholarships? Is that who we're playing with tonight?
Yeah, I mean, out of 10 active players, 4 walk-ons. You guys probably, as a coaching staff, never thought this was going to happen when you took this job in the summer, did you?
You know, we knew we were taking over a team that was coming off 5 conference wins. But like you said, we didn't know we were going to lose guys like Zach and Hayes and Telly Davenport, kind of the 3 guys we knew we had when we took this job. So, you know, it's been a roller coaster of a season in terms of that. But the thing that has remained constant is these guys play hard and they share the ball. So we got to do that. We got to be who we are, which is playing hard, sharing the ball, and kind of playing with pace.
Fun to watch so far. Hey, Coach Chris Burgess, thanks for the time.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Good luck tonight.
Appreciate it.
UVU assistant coach Chris Burgess giving us a little bit of a pregame look at tonight's matchup between the Utah Valley Wolverines and the University of Missouri Kansas City Kangaroos. It's the Roos and the Wolverines. Coming up next right here on ESPN 960.
Looking to spend that birthday money, Tyler? I'm just not sure which one to get. Well, they are both pretty cool. But saving some of that money would be pretty cool too. Yep.
When's the right age to teach your children how to save and spend money wisely? Right now, with the Be Money Smart program only at Utah Community Credit Union. Inspiring smart decisions.
Nice.
tip this one off between Utah Valley and Kansas City. Starting lineups, first of all, for the homestanding Wolverines of UVU. 19 straight games that these five have started. Two seniors, 3 juniors. Marcel Davis, Jaden Jackson, Connor Fry, Ivory Young, Andrew Bastian. Marcel Davis hit the game winner with a second to go 48 hours ago on this floor. He's a 6'2 senior from American Fork, Utah, averaging 14 points a game. Third in the WAC and assist a game, right at 5 assists per game. Jaden Jackson leads this team in scoring at 14.5 points a game. He's a 6'2 senior from Salt Lake City, Utah. He'll start the game at the shooting guard position. Connor Fry starts at forward, a 6'6 junior from Bountiful, Utah. 8th in the WAC and scoring at 14 points a game. 5th in the WAC and rebounding at 6.8. Ivory Young playing with that sprained ankle. He gutted out a great performance Thursday night. See if he can do it again tonight. 6'3", 185-pound junior from Houston, Texas, averaging 9 points a game and 2.3 rebounds. And then Andrew Bastian starts at center for the Wolverines, playing with a bum knee. 6'9", 235-pound junior from Tustin, California. Just 3.5 points a game, but he's pulling down 5 rebounds a game, and he's third in the WAC and block shots a game at 1.5. Wolverines, coached by Mark Pope in his first season here at UVU, averaging 76 points a game, but they're not doing too good scoring defensively. Dead last in the WAC, giving up 79 points a game. They got to change things to win these last 3 regular season games. Starting lineups for the University of Missouri Kansas City Kangaroos. The Roos come in here 10 and 16 overall. Kyle Stewart will start at forward. He's a junior, 6'7", averaging 6.5 points a game. Lavelle Boyd will be wearing number 4. He's the one that Coach Burgess talked about in the pregame coaches chat. 6-foot junior from Chicago. Had 20 points against the Wolverines in the first matchup. He's averaging just 13.5 a game. Jaden Jackson takes it in before he can get the pass over to Bastian. He's fouled. That one's going to go against Martez Harrison. Now, if they can get Martez Harrison in some foul trouble, Wolverines probably be a little happier about that than they would be if he stays out there foul-free. 7-1 the score. Kansas City up on top of UVU. We've played 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Wolverines inbound it. Here's a 3, Ivory Young in the corner. No good. Rebound, Kansas City. Outlet pass, now long lead pass. Layup the other end, no good. That one coming from Tillman. Rebound comes down to the Wolverines, coming back the other way. They got numbers right now, 5 on 4. Ivory Young hands over to Jaden Jackson. Now it's 5 on 5. Jackson goes over to Connor Fry, now to Marcel Davis. Deep right corner, baseline drive, right to left. Goes up with the reverse. That one's blocked, goes out of bounds. UVU basketball. It's 2 block shots already.
2 blocks, and the Roos are long inside. And they've done a terrific job of giving help defense. The Wolverines have to be aware of that as we get a turnover here in the corner.
Kansas City coming back with it. Martez Harrison with it. Might have got away with a carry. Pulls up, takes a long 3 left side, short. Wolverines with it. Marcel Davis pulled that air ball down out of the blue. We'll whip it over to Connor Fry on the left wing. Get back over to Davis. Davis on the top, hands to Bastian. Finds Ivory Young, left side. 15-second shot clock. Connor Fry drives in the lane, kicks it outside, gives over to Marcel Davis. Marcel drives in, tries to feed Bastian, slapped away. Ivory Young tracks it down for UVU. Turnaround off the glass, no good. With that shot, Kansas City with the rebound.
He had to put a little bit more on it too because he saw Kansas City defender coming over, challenging the shot. Tough attempt there from Ivory.
Driving in, Bastian blocks a shot, but Kansas City gets it back, puts it right back up and in, but Darius Austin doing the damage. It's 9-1. UVU down to Kansas City. UVU scored the first point of this game, and Coach Mark Pope does not want to see this one get away. He can't wait for immediate timeout. He takes one right here. We'll stay here for this one.
Well, I think one of the important things that we talked about in the game on Thursday night against Chicago State, one of the keys that we mentioned was that they had to get off to a fast start, and they certainly have not done so tonight. And it really comes down to their shooting. They're 0 of 6 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3. They're 1 of 2 from the free throw line. So they haven't got a basket to fall so far, and it's really hampered what they're trying to do on offense. And I think Kansas City has done a very nice job defensively so far. They've blocked those shots like you've mentioned. They've challenged. They have not made it easy for the Wolverines to run their offensive sets so far, and they've got some easy baskets of their own on offense.
Wow, what a change. UVU 0 for 6 from the floor. First time these two played, UVU jumped out quickly to an 11-6 lead, pushed it out big time to 23-11. So yeah. I think Martez Harrison has a lot to do with it.
And the Roos have 4 second-chance points of the 9, so they're getting multiple looks.
Marcel Davis drives in, cut off, out to Fry. He'll take a 3 up top, bottom.
That's the offense that the Wolverines are known for. Marcel gets way in the paint, almost to the basket, causes the defense to suck in. Connor wide open for the three.
10-4, Kansas City with a 6-point lead over UVU, but finally UVU has stopped that scoring drought. Their first basket of the night. Turnaround jumper off the glass is good from Kansas City's Thaddeus Smith, 12-4.
Thaddeus Smith doesn't even average a point a game, so the Roos are loving what he just did there and his energy so far that he's played with. They'll take those baskets.
Yeah, he's already got 4 points tonight. Marcel Davis starts to drive, dishes off to Bastion. Little jumper off the glass, won't go. Rebound Kansas City. Wolverines shooting just 1 of 8 from the floor.
They seem a little rushed to me too, Jim. I think they're pressing just a little bit on certain shots.
Boyd drives in, dishes off at the last minute. Layup good from Darnell Tillman. 14-4. UVU down by 10 with 15 and a half to play first half. Not the start Coach Mark Pope wanted. Jaden Jackson for 3, left side. Back rim too good, too hard. Connor Fry tracks that one down for UVU, so they'll have a fresh 30 to work with. Fry hands over to Ivory Young.
Legal screen on Andrew Bastion up top.
UVU picks up that foul. 15:09 to play, first half. Hayden Skank in, Dayon Goodman in for UVU. We'll see who goes out after we get back from this media timeout. 15:09 to play, first half. Wolverines of Utah Valley, yikes, down 14-4. Back in 60 here on ESPN 960.
They say the devil is in the details. And in here, there are a lot of details. Flavor, color, texture, temperature, presentation. It all has to be flawless. Pressure? Maybe. But with engaged learning, I get a lot of practice. And I'll bet your homework never tasted this good.
Back at the UCCU Center, Utah Valley has been outscored 14-4 to start this game. Connor Fry's got 3 points. Andrew Bastion's got a free throw. Meanwhile, 4 or 5 different players have scored for UMKC.
Kind of the side stats here too, Jim. UMKC with 8 points in the paint. Wolverines obviously with none. And then those 4 second chance points. It's just a matter of the Wolverines haven't found their rhythm on offense yet. They haven't been able to get a shot to fall. I think they've got pretty good looks. What they usually get, they just haven't gone.
UVU shooting 1 of 9 so far. 15:05 to play. Kansas City with the basketball, shooting to our left. Lavelle Boyd with the dribble. Gives over to Harrison. Harrison goes to the corner for Deshaun King. Starts to drive, kicks it back outside to Boyd. Boyd trying to come off a screen on the left side. 12 seconds to shoot. In the corner it goes. Here's a long 3. That one's good. Kansas City looking really good out of the gate. Deshaun King. 17-4. Kansas City on top of UVU. Marcel Davis, double team trap on the left wing, gets it over to Goodman. Bastion came out, Goodman went in. That was the drive from Marcel Davis. He's fouled on the way by Lavelle Boyd.
You know, the Wolverines on offense are kind of running their same set, their same system each time down. It's those 4 guys around the perimeter, and they're trying to do dribble handoffs or dribble drives. They've got their big, in this case, Dayon, coming up and setting various screens at different points to try and get players coming off of that screen going to the basket. But UMKC has done a pretty good job when they don't foul, walling that off and not giving the opportunities to the Wolverines.
Wolverine basketball, Skank's got it. He checked in for Connor Fry in that last media timeout. Skank drives down, dishes off to Goodman, goes through a couple players' hands, tipped around. Wolverines have it. Out to Jaden Jackson. Here's a 3 left side, in and out. Tipped up and out of bounds. Referees looking at each other. They're going to give it to UVU. Ball did hit the rim, so a fresh shot clock sets. Meanwhile, we have 14-11 to play, first half on the game clock. UVU is down 17-4. Inbounds play comes into Skank up top. Goes over to Goodman, hands off to Davis. Davis trying to come off a screen, drives in off the glass, good.
Nice play from Marcel. I tell you, he has been so active with driving the basketball lately. You know, it's what the Wolverines need. Nice kiss off the glass there.
Just the Wolverines' second basket so far. Here's a jumper outside for Kansas City, missed. Dayon Goodman with a rebound for UVU. Outlet pass, Marcel Davis takes it to the top, starts to drive in, fouled, I believe, by Deshaun King. Yep, junior from the Bronx, New York, picks up the foul. First foul against King for UMKC, the fourth team foul. Inbounds pass on the inbounds play comes into Skank, gives it over to Davis. He's going to jump a three on the right side, back rim too hard. Rebound, Martez Harrison of Kansas City. He'll bring it up himself. Stop was on the left side, 15-footer, in and out. Follow slam is missed. Wolverines come away with a loose ball. They're on the run. Tillman went up to slam that one down on the miss from Harrison and couldn't get it to go down. Skank fakes the three in the corner, tries to dish off, turns it over. Threw it right in the hands of Deshaun King. Ball was actually maybe batted first. King picks it up now outside to Boyd. Here's a three, good.
Yeah, he's the one guy you have to find in transition. That's where the turnover hurts you because not able to get back, you give the Roos a free rein, and he walked, Lavelle Boyd walked right into that three.
Well, Boyd had 20 points against the Wolverines in the first game. You would think that they're cognizant of where he is at all times. Speaking of cognizant, Dayon Goodman, I can't even say the word now, gets free inside. Whatever the word is, say it at home, okay? You knew what I meant.
That was a nice finish from Dayon because there was some terrific shot pressure there from Darnell Tillman, but Dayon was able to rise above.
It's 20-8. Wolverines are down by 12. That I can say. Martez Harrison with it. Drives in the lane. Draws contact. No foul. Rebound on the miss. Fought for. Goes out of bounds off Kansas City.
I'm going to go back to what Coach Burgess said in the pregame where he talked about them being a ball screening team, but he mentioned a point about Martez Harrison, how he creates contact with his body. Almost every time he's driven the basketball so far into the paint, it's almost as if he's thinking, I'm going to draw the contact first and then I'm going to shoot the shot. And I think it's affected some of his shots. The Wolverines have done a really nice job of not fouling and knowing that because he is trying to get shoulders, trying to get his body in to get the officials to blow the whistle.
UVU basketball. Corey Cardwell in the game. Connor Fry back into the game, and a whistle against UVU. Offensive foul against Dayon Goodman. Is that another screen?
Yeah, it was, and I think Dayon didn't foul with his body. He fouled with his arm. He had his arm extended to knock the defender off, and that's where they got called for the foul. The Wolverines, we see that often because they set so many screens, and their bigs set so many screens up top that they're really active, and a lot of times we see those moving picks.
UVU is down 20-8. UVU comes up with a steal. They're on the run back the other way. Goodman's got it, slows it up, picks it up, slapped away from him, and a foul gets called. Coach Kareem Richardson, the play happened right in front of him. He can't believe the call. They're going to say that Kansas City's Boyd picks up his second foul by slapping the ball out of the hands of Dayon Goodman. That will bring us to immediate timeout. We'll take it with them. 11:56 to play first half. Utah Valley down by 12 to UMKC. You're listening to ESPN 960.
stats through, the Wolverines have turned the ball over 4 times, and UMKC has turned that into 6 points. So the Wolverines are at times a little careless with the basketball. That's helping UMKC. UMKC only has 1 turnover and 6 assists on their 8 made field goals. Go back to the foul that was just committed as well by Lavelle Boyd. The Wolverines catch a break because he now has 2 fouls, and it'll be interesting to see how Kareem Richardson plays this, because he's been playing really well tonight for them.
Well, he goes to the bench.
Yeah, he's no longer on the floor, so we'll see if he plays any more the rest of the half.
Utah Valley basketball, they turn it over. Marcel Davis was driving in, tried to dish it off right into the hands of Kansas City. Kansas City's just clogging them up inside, sure seems like to me. Martez Harrison with the basketball for Kansas City, shooting to our left. Slides to the left on the dribble, picks it up, slings it over to the right side to Leach. Checked into the game for the first time, puts it in the hands of Darius Austin now. Austin backing in against Davis, goes to the hole, throws up the shot, won't go. Rebound on the floor, goes out of bounds. UVU basketball. 5 turnovers for UVU now. Not a good start for the Wolverines, especially playing at home, but UMKC cooling off a bit. They've hit only 1 of their last 6 shots.
Yeah, they've slowed down. Wolverine defense has come to life.
Marcel, long jumper outside. That won't go. Rebound, Kansas City. Wolverines being out-rebounded now. They say it's 13 to 10. Seems like a lot more than that. Shot outside for Kansas City, no good, but they get their own rebound. They'll set up their offense again. Working it over the right side, now back up to Martez Harrison near midcourt.
That's the 5th offensive rebound for UMKC too. They're causing problems with their size inside and just being in better position on the offensive board.
10:44 to play, first half. 10 seconds shot clock for Kansas City. Darius Austin with it, backing in against Jaden Jackson. Backing in, ball on the floor, picks it up, dishes off.
3 seconds. It had to be a 3 seconds, and it is.
Yeah, he backed into the lane, lost the handle, finally picked it up. He was there about, 5 or 6 seconds.
Well, and I think there was another Kansas City player in there, number 21, Thaddeus Smith. He was inside, could have called it on either player.
UMKC hasn't scored 2 minutes and 40 seconds now. 10:28 to play, first half. UVU with the basketball. Hayden Skank kicks outside Cardwell. He'll take a 3 on the right side. Missed it. Everybody is missing for UVU. It's amazing. They're 3 of 15 from the floor. 20% shooting. You know they're going to warm up sooner or later. Aren't they?
Yes.
Thank you. Coming up in 10 minutes to play here in the first half. It's 20-8. UVU down by 12. Shot blocked outside. Wolverines have it. Coming back the other way. Skank's got it far sideline. Hands over to Jaden Jackson. He'll drive into the lane, draws contact, throws up the shot. It won't go. He'll shoot 2. 2 Kansas City players collided with Jaden Jackson. They're going to call this one against Grant Leach.
And to your point about what they said, they've got to heat up soon. What I'm seeing is they're not really getting any easy baskets. They're not getting easy layups. They're not getting, those baskets in transition that you have to have. A lot of these shots are contested at various places on the court, and they're long threes that are being taken from the Wolverines. So it's not as if the Wolverines are, making easy shots. They're being forced into some difficult attempts.
First free throw from Jaden Jackson is good. It's 20-9. Wolverines down by 11. Still haven't hit double digits, and we've played just over 10 minutes of the first half. Second free throw is good. There you go. 20-10. Wolverines down by 10. Kansas City hasn't scored since the 13-13 mark, and we're just under 10 minutes to play now. So coming up on 3.5 minutes without a point. Baseline drive, they'll dish off inside, off the glass. There's their first point in a while. Darnell Tillman lays it in.
Yeah, and they've kind of gone to a big lineup here with Leak and Tillman inside. That was just a 2-man game between those two, and a nice finish from Tillman.
22-10. Wolverines down. 9.5 minutes to play first half. Connor Fry's got it for the Wolverines on the right side. He'll bring it to the top on the dribble. Gives over to Hayden Skank. Now to Jaden Jackson. Jackson comes off a screen. Dishes out to Fry. He'll take a 3 right side. Missed it. Tipped out by Bastion. Ball on the floor. Picked up. Kansas City. 2-on-2. Martez Harrison. Uncontested layup the other end. 24-10. Wolverines trying to inbound and come back quickly. Skank picks it up. Gives over to Connor Fry. He'll drive in. Shot off the glass. No good. Rebound comes down to Kansas City. Fry still on the floor. Slow to get up. He's okay. Just got tangled up with a photographer, I think. Jumper outside for 3. Alir Leak. He buries it for Kansas City. Are you kidding me?
They're going to review that, but what happened is, see the Wolverines slow the ball up a little bit, but Connor Fry went for the layup. he gets knocked into the cameraman. UMKC has a 5-on-4, leads to the wide open 3.
27-10. Wolverines down by 17. Skank takes it in. High shot off the glass. No good. Rebound comes down to Alir Leak of Kansas City. Wolverines just not getting anything down. They're 3 of 18 from the floor, shooting 16%. This is a team that came in here, folks, on the season shooting 43%. 8 minutes, 15 seconds to play first half. Utah Valley down by 17 points. This is the biggest lead for Kansas City. UVU did lead, by the way. Here's an alley-oop, and who was it that stopped it? But the putback is good and one. Kansas City player stood up right in front of me at the last second. I didn't see the end of the alley-oop.
Ball went off of the rim. It was almost blocked. He didn't. The player who went up for it, number 1, Deshaun King, did not touch the rim with his hand, but the ball hit the rim, kind of spun off right into the hands of Darnell Tillman on the weak side, and no size inside for the Wolverines, and he simply just muscled that up over Hayden Skank.
29-10 the score. Free throw, good. It's 30-10. UVU down by 20 points. We still got 8:07 to play first half.
And you know, the confidence and the energy right now is with UMKC. The Wolverines, you can tell, are frustrated because they haven't got anything to go, but the feeling in the building right now, that energy is completely with UMKC.
Jaden Jackson for UVU, no shot, gives over to Skank, works at right side Cardwell, low post feed, Bastion outside to Skank, fake the 3, gives over to Cardwell, he'll take the 3 right side, no good, rebound, Bastion of UVU out to Cardwell, thought about a 3, drives in, dishes to Bastion, hesitates, goes up, shot was blocked, but he's going to be fouled. That one's going to go against Thaddeus Smith, so Bastion will be at the free throw line, shooting 2 when we get back from this media timeout. 7:41 to play, first half. Kansas City leading Utah Valley University 30-10. It's a 20-point lead for the Roos. Back in 60 seconds right here on ESPN 960.
Looking to spend that birthday money, Tyler? I'm just not sure which one to get. Well, they are both pretty cool. But saving some of that money would be pretty cool too. Yep.
When's the right age to teach your children how to save and spend money wisely? Right now, with the Be Money Smart program only at Utah Community Credit Union. Inspiring smart decisions.
Nice.
They're down to 15%. 3 of 19 are the Wolverines, and that's why they're trailing 30-10.
And to me, to some degree, Jim, I know it's how they want to play with their pace, but and you tell me your thoughts, but to me they look just a little bit rushed at times. I think they're looking at the score and thinking, oh my goodness, we've got to score to get back in the game. It is a long game. There's a ton of basketball left. I just hope that they don't press and they don't, try and do too much on any given possession. At times it looks like they're almost going that direction. There is a ton of basketball left here to be played, and Kansas City has the momentum, but Wolverines can get a couple stops on defense and get a couple shots to fall.
Andrew Bastion free throws good for UVU. That stops how many points was that for UVU or for Kansas City? 10 straight.
Yeah, and getting to the free throw line here helps. It's the Wolverines' 5th free throw, but getting to the line with the clock stoppage, seeing the ball go in the basket, that can help. And that was a great play there from Andrew too. He got the offensive rebound and got the second chance opportunity. Good to see him get some attempts at the line.
UVU's last basket came at the 12:53 mark. We still have 7.5 minutes to play first half. Almost 5 scoreless minutes from the floor. They've had a few free throws. Here's a 3 from outside, no good from Leak for Kansas City. But Kansas City gets the rebound, then throws it away. Turnover. Ivory Young. Lead pass. Hayden Skank on the bounce, drives in. Shot blocked. Kansas City's got it. They'll come back the other way. Far sideline. Boyd hesitates. Slides through the lane on the dribble on the left side now. 7 minutes left. First half. Boyd drives in. He's tripped. Hits the deck hard.
That's 3 fouls on him.
He gets called for the offensive foul. Wow. He hits the deck hard. I thought for sure that was going to go against UVU.
I thought that was a block.
Third foul against Boyd.
That's a big foul.
Boyd with 6 points, now with 3 fouls. He'll probably spend the rest of the first half on the bench.
Yeah, nice job of Hayden, though, coming over, taking the charge. Give him the statistic of a charge taken. Good play from him, being aware of the driver that Boyd is.
Wolverine basketball, just under 7 minutes to play first half. They're down by 18 points. Connor Fry with it, hands over to Ivory Young. Ivory comes off a screen, now to Jaden Jackson. He'll drive down the lane, layup, good, and a blocking foul against Kansas City. Wow, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, that was one of the few plays that we've had for the Wolverines, getting on a ball reversal off of a screen, getting down the lane, getting to the rim, and a much-needed basket. I think it was almost as Jaden was coming down on his, after he released the ball, that the foul was called.
Foul against Leak, his first. You know, the official that made that call did it very emphatically from start to finish, calling out the number, then turn around and glance a little bit toward Kareem Richardson. I'm just not so sure Richardson hadn't been in his ear after that last
he
foul.
Absolutely
after
was.
that last no call.
Yeah, that's a great point, because he absolutely was on the officials on the last foul on Boyd.
So the officials pretty much sending a message saying, hey, we will call this exactly the way we want to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. 30-15. Jade made the free throw, so it cuts that lead in half, down to 15 points. The Wolverines have trailed by as many as 20. 6:25 to play first half. Martez Harrison for Kansas City with it. Backs it up. 5'11" guard, slides to the left on the dribble, goes to the baseline. Cut off.
Didn't get it off. Shot clock violation there.
Had to dish it out to Stewart. I don't think Kyle Stewart knew the clock was winding down.
Yeah, Kansas City's offense is slowing down, and that can be, I think, the Wolverines ratcheting up their defense a little bit, and that's, see how it translates to their offense. You see how much more aggressive Marcel's bringing this ball up court.
Jaden Jackson with it, out to Ivory Young. Here's a three, bottom. Well, don't look now, folks, but the Wolverines have scored 8 straight points. They trail at 30-18. They were down by 20. Obviously, not so much anymore. Wolverines steal, lead pass. Jackson takes it in, layup, missed it. Ivory Young, follow, good. 10 straight points for the UVU Wolverines. 5:35 to play first half.
That was a careless turnover, too, from Martez Harrison, trying to split a double team almost around the perimeter on the screen.
4 turnovers last 2.5 minutes. Kansas City driving in, layup good from Deshaun King.
That was a really athletic play from Deshaun King and a much-needed basket.
Wolverines come down quickly. Deion Goodman scores on a nice assist from Ivory Young. 32-22. Momentum has changed hands here at the UCCU Center. Home team's got it. Timeout. Kansas City will stay here. 32-22. Wolverines down by 10, but suddenly playing a lot better.
And that's what I was saying a few minutes ago. A lot of basketball left. 20-point lead really is not that big of a lead in the first half with 8 minutes left to go in the game, and the Wolverines rattle off 8 straight points, as you mentioned. And it's a game of momentum. It's a game of shifts, ebbs and flows, because there's so much action going on, and the Wolverines have turned it into their favor. And you see them get a defensive possession or a turnover on defense, and what happens, that ball is out. Kansas City has done a poor job of getting back into their transition or getting back in transition defense, and the Wolverines have taken advantage. So a little bit more life on offense and defense for UVU, and Kansas City seems to be slowing down their pace, and I think that that foul on Lavelle Boyd has really hurt, because he is a key player for the Roos.
Wolverines have improved their shooting percentage in this first half, all the way up to whopping 28%. We'll take it right now. 5 minutes to play, first half. Kansas City with a 10-point lead and possession. Jumper outside, good. That one from Darius Austin.
Yeah, much faster, Jim. The Wolverines have the ball. Ivory Young with a 3 right off transition.
Bottom.
4 seconds off the clock. 4 seconds off the clock, and that shot is up and in.
Wolverines down by 9. 34-25. Folks, they trailed by 20 not long ago. 4:40 to play first half. Martez Harrison works between the circles for Kansas City. Gives off on the high post feed to Austin. He'll drive in against Connor Fry. Stop. Dishes off. Layup. Good.
Wow, what a pass in between two defenders.
Deshaun King laid that one up and in. 36-25. Wolverines down by 11. Connor Fry with it for UVU. Hands off on the right side. Ivory Young for three on the right. Missed this one. Rebound Kansas City. Ivory Young had hit his last couple of threes. He's got 8 points tonight. Leading scorer for UVU. A couple of players have 7 apiece for Kansas City. Deshaun King with it. Gives over to Harrison. 4 minutes left first half. Harrison back outside to King. Drives into the lane. Drives through the lane. Now turns around. Shot no good. Rebound Connor Fry of UVU. Lead pass. Marcel Davis. Kicks outside to Young. Over to Connor Fry. Left side. Hands off Jaden Jackson. 20-second shot clock. They don't need it. Here's a three. Left side. Connor Fry. Bottom. 36-28. It's just an 8-point Kansas City lead. Wolverines finally in this game. What looked like a blow. It was a blowout. First 10 minutes of this game. The Wolverines finally showed up. 3:20 to play first half. Kansas City basketball to our left. Harrison has it on the left wing. Picks up the dribble. Gives over to Tillman. Swings it over to the right side to King. King comes off the Tillman screen. Shaking and bacon. Jumper at the free throw line. No good. Rebound tipped up. Comes down to Kansas City. They've got a fresh shot clock. 3 minutes first half. 28 points for UVU after a very slow start. Kansas City came out ripping and roaring. Led this thing 30-10. Now they lead 36-28. Kansas City's Kings got it on the right side. They'll swing it over to the left side with 8-second shot clock. That's Stewart again. He let the shot clock go last time. Now to Harrison at the top. He'll put up a long jumper. No good. Rebound UVU. Connor Fry picked it up. Fry will bring it up. Court gives over to Davis. Davis fake left, drives right, shot blocked. Davis hits the deck hard. Foul, Kansas City. That one's going to go against Darius Austin. Stops the clock with 2.5 minutes to play here, first half. First foul against Austin, 10th team foul against Kansas City. Back in 60 seconds right here on ESPN 960.
Not with how the Wolverines play because they can get up tempo. They're not concerned about the shot clock. They're willing to take long threes, and it was just a matter so far in this game of them making those threes. Now they start to make a couple baskets. UMKC really slows down on offense, and they are not playing with the same energy that they did in the first 12 minutes or so of the game. So, as I said, it's you see it in all aspects of sports, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and the Wolverines have fought their way back into this. And, it looks like it's all on offense as well, but, it can be said that their defense has stepped up too because they've forced UMKC into 6 turnovers. A few minutes ago, they had 1 or 2 turnovers.
Marcel Davis at the free throw line for UVU hits the first one. 36-29. Wolverines to within 7, and that's just a major accomplishment here in this first half. Second free throw also good. Wolverines, after playing so poorly in the first half, find themselves only down by 6.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to see for the Wolverines, and they've cut the lead. They don't need to be concerned about pressing and playing out of sorts.
2:15 to play first half. Kansas City inside shot good. That one coming from Thaddeus Smith.
Yeah, that's been a problem for the Wolverines. This game is the size inside of the Roos.
38-30. Wolverines down by 8 with 2:05 to play first half. Jaden Jackson's got it. Long jumper top of the key. Back rim. No good. Rebound. Fought forward. Connor Fry pulls it down for UVU. Out to Ivory Young. Here's an NBA 3 up top. Missed it. Rebound Kansas City this time.
The Wolverines are taking advantage of the saying, long three, long shots equal long rebounds. They've come away with some nice offensive rebounds to give themselves second looks.
Wolverines 4 of 15 from three-point range. 38-30, Utah Valley down by 8 with 1:38 to play first half. Martez Harrison on the left wing for Utah Valley, trying to come off a screen. Ball slapped away, picks it back up. Gives over to Stewart. Stewart puts up a long jumper outside, no good. Ball on the floor. Kansas City players run into each other, pick up the ball though. So Kansas City has it with a fresh 30. Driving in a Stewart, dishing off into the hands of Austin. Austin goes outside now to Leach. Back inside it goes to Smith. Smith finds teammate for the jumper outside. Ball comes off UVU. Saved from going out of bounds by Kansas City, but right back to UVU.
Pretty wild possession there,
Wow.
back and forth. Both teams playing hard.
A minute to play, first half. Wolverines with the basketball, shooting to our right, down by 8 points. Jaden Jackson trying to get untracked. He's only got 5 points. Over to Connor Fry. Fakes the three, drives in. Misses the one-hand slam, and he crashes to the floor as he was fouled inside. And that time Thaddeus Smith nods his head. Yeah, that was me. Actually held up his hand old style. Yeah, the foul was me. Whoa, 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 what's going on? Yeah, the foul is against Kansas City. 20 against Thaddeus Smith, but a timeout being called. The officials want to go look at the monitor.
To me, we see a replay in the arena here, Jim. You know, he doesn't make a play on the basketball. That's probably why they're looking at it. He makes no play on the ball. So as Connor's airborne, he pushes with both hands kind of in Connor's stomach.
So as in a flagrant foul type thing?
I don't know. I mean, to me it wasn't a flagrant type foul because I guess I don't know what the definition is of flagrant foul nowadays, but we might not see a better replay there in the arena. I don't know if that's a flagrant foul, quite honestly.
Well, the fans of course think it is. If it is, it will be technical. If it's really flagrant, they could even eject it.
Yeah, I bet they'll call this as a flagrant.
They're calling both coaches to center court to talk to him. That's usually the sign of, yeah, it's probably going to be a flagrant. Hopefully you can hear what's going on, my friend. Clock stopped, 48 seconds to play first half. UVU is down by 8 points, 38-30. Kansas City has hit just one of their last 6 shots. Meanwhile, Utah Valley, who started so poorly, shooting all the way up to 30% now. If you joined us late, it was terrible. As it is, Wolverines have hit just 9 shots out of 30. That's 30%, but it was a lot worse than that earlier when they trailed by 20 points. It was 30-10 at one point. Now it's 38-30. Officials are still talking about things. Have you heard anything? What's going on?
Yeah, they're going to get him with a flagrant. I can't hear what's being said, but Connor's at the line all by himself, so it's probably going to be a flagrant foul, and then Wolverines will get the ball underneath.
Thaddeus Smith picks up the personal foul. So Connor Fry will shoot free throws to our right. Are these the technicals, or are these the from being fouled?
This is going to be, I don't know.
Makes the first. Two fouls against Smith, 11 team fouls against Kansas City.
You know, Connor took a hard fall on that,
Yep.
but doesn't seem like anything's hurting him at the moment. Do you think that was a flagrant foul, Jim?
No.
I didn't either. And you don't want to see, any play where a player falls to the basket, but to me that was just a common foul. But the Wolverines get the ball.
38-32, Wolverines, after Fry hits both free throws, they're down by 6. 44 seconds, they tried an alley-oop. Connor Fry out of position. Ball goes almost out of bounds, saved, and here comes Kansas City with possession. Harrison will take a long three up top. That hits the back of the rim. Tracked down by Kansas City on the right side. Shot clock and game clock about a second and a half differential. They'll have to put it up with at least 1.5 seconds left here in the first half. Martez Harrison stands near midcourt. His team with a 6-point lead. They've only hit one of their last 7 shots. Have these Roos of Kansas City. 12-second shot clock. 12-second game clock now. Martez Harrison drives against Dan Goodman. Stops at the top. No shot. Gives over to the right side. Stewart. He'll drive in. Layup. No good. Rebound. UVU. 3 seconds. Connor Fry at midcourt could not get a shot away. And I believe...
I thought they were going to get him for a travel, but they just waved it off, I think, at the buzzer.
Yeah, they were going to call a travel and say they get less than a second left, and the official looked at the clock and said, never mind, let them go to the locker room. So that's how the teams go to the locker room. UVU down by only 6. And I say only 6 because early it looked like this was it was a blowout.
Yeah, what a way to fight back for the Wolverines. Did it on both sides of the court, and they brought their shooting percentages up. That's what got them back in the ball game. They got some easy baskets that they were not able to get in the first 12 minutes. You had an aggressiveness from a lot of players for the Wolverines driving to the basket, trying to get to the free throw line, and what a terrific job of fighting their way back the Wolverines did.
With 8:07 left in this first half, the score was 30-10. So the last 8 minutes, the Wolverines outscore them 22-8 to get back in this thing, to trail by 6 at halftime. Good news for good news for UVU. The bad news is they've only won one game this whole year when they've trailed at halftime. They're 1-12. Meanwhile, Kansas City, when they lead at halftime this year, they are 5-1. We'll take a break. Then our producer, Jeremy Moss, back at our Salt Lake City studios, will take care of our halftime show, stats and highlights from around the country, and then we'll be back here with your second half. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Utah Valley University basketball right here on ESPN 960. Uh, 12 minutes from right.
Looking to spend that birthday money, Tyler? I'm just not sure which one to get. Well, they are both pretty cool. But saving some of that money would be pretty cool too. Yep.
When's the right age to teach your children how to save and spend money wisely? Right now, with the Be Money Smart program only at Utah Community Credit Union. Inspiring smart decisions.
Nice.
People talk about college like you're in some kind of bubble. Like there's college, and then there's the real world. Hey, this is UVU. You're not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. This is engaged learning. At the certificate, associate's, bachelor's, or master's level, you're in the real world every day.
I don't think of myself as just an undergrad. Okay, so I'm a sophomore, but I'm at UVU where it's all about engaged learning. Leading a project on DNA research, I don't have to wait for grad school to get this kind of experience. As a UVU student, I guess you could say engaged learning is in my DNA. They say the devil is in the details. And in here, there are a lot of details. Flavor, color, texture, temperature, presentation. It all has to be flawless. Pressure? Maybe. But with engaged learning, I get a lot of practice. And I'll bet your homework never tasted this good.
People talk about life after college, entering the real world. But this is engaged learning. I'm not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. I'm learning by doing. I'm at UVU. I'm in the real world every day.
Looking to spend that birthday money, Tyler? I'm just not sure which one to get. Well, they are both pretty cool. But saving some of that money would be pretty cool too. Yep.
When's the right age to teach your children how to save and spend money wisely? Right now, with the Be Money Smart program only at Utah Community Credit Union. Inspiring smart decisions.
Nice.
talk about college like you're in some kind of bubble. Like there's college, and then there's the real world. Hey, this is UVU. You're not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. This is engaged learning. At the certificate, associate's, bachelor's, or master's level, you're in the real world every day.
I don't think of myself as just an undergrad. Okay, so I'm a sophomore, but I'm at UVU where it's all about engaged learning. Leading a project on DNA research, I don't have to wait for grad school to get this kind of experience. As a UVU student, I guess you could say engaged learning is in my DNA. They say the devil is in the details. And in here, there are a lot of details. Flavor, color, texture, temperature, presentation. It all has to be flawless. Pressure? Maybe. But with engaged learning, I get a lot of practice. And I'll bet your homework never tasted this good.
People talk about life after college, entering the real world. But this is engaged learning. I'm not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. I'm learning by doing. I'm at UVU. I'm in the real world every day.
Tie or break that.
Yeah, I think we saw at the latter stages of the first half, UMKC really did slow it down. They didn't play as fast. When they got into their rhythm, when they built that 20-point lead, they were coming down, taking shots, confident as can be. But the Wolverines got them out of their rhythm, and we saw the Wolverines, increase their shot attempts. They had 30 in the first half, only made 9, as we've mentioned. So we'll see if UMKC wants to play at this same tempo for the whole game.
UMKC starts the second half with possession, shooting to our right. Davis, Jackson, Fry, Young, and Goodman on the floor for UVU. Stewart, Boyd, Harrison, Smith, and Austin for Kansas City. Harrison has it. He's on the left wing. Drives against Jaden Jackson all the way. Dishes off inside. Easy layup coming from the right side. Kansas City first on the board.
Yeah, Dayon had to come over and give help. It left the weak side a little bit open. Nice pass off there. Jump ball.
Wolverines come down quickly and tie it up. Possession arrow goes Wolverines' direction. 40-32. Utah Valley down by 8. Trailed at halftime by 6. Now the officials want to come over and look at this again on the monitor. Kareem Richardson.
Kareem Richardson said, "What?" And the official thought he was talking to him, and the official said, "Let me explain it." And Kareem Richardson was like, "No, I'm talking to my guys on the court."
Yeah.
So
I think Kareem got in a little trouble in the first half with the officials. Realized, okay, they're going to call this against me if I give them too much grief. Wolverines with possession. Marcel Davis, jumper for 3. Bottom! Wolverines down by only 5. This is as close as they've been since the first couple of minutes. Jumped out the gate 1-0 and then trailed 10-1 before they could even blink. Kansas City with just a 5-point lead and possession. We played a minute of the second half. Turnover. Jaden Jackson stepped in front of a pass. He's taking it down the floor against Harrison. Shot no good, but he was fouled first. Harrison just barely touched him. Jaden was a good, 8 feet away from the basket on the right side when he let that one fly.
I think Harrison said, "I'm not going to give up a shot. I'll get a foul here." Interesting lineup change, too. Andrew Bastian not starting the second half. They're going with Dayon Goodman. And
Jackson misses the shot on the inbounds play. Had a good look at it and just couldn't get it to go from about 8 feet.
I think that UMKC is trying to exploit that. They've really tried to pound the ball inside. You see another post up here going inside to the big guy.
Working it in as Austin tried to kick it outside, and a foul goes against UVU. That's going to be Marcel Davis. His first foul, team's first of this half. That foul against Martez Harrison was his second. So now you got Harrison, Smith, and Austin out there with 2 fouls each. Boyd with 3 for Kansas City. Nobody for UVU with more than 1. In fact, they've only been called for 4 fouls total this whole game. 18:40 to play. Wolverines down by 5. Kansas City basketball to our right. Harrison calls for help, gives it over to Boyd. Now to the right side. They'll put it back in Boyd's hands up top. Takes a long jumper on the right side, misses that one. Rebound Utah Valley.
Really good challenge from Dayon coming out there. Tough fadeaway jumper. Owe that to the defense.
Connor Fry takes it in, whips a pass to the corner. Ivory Young not open, dishes to Dayon Goodman, drives in, lays it in off the glass. Just a 3-point Kansas City lead. Nobody thought this was possible about 10 minutes deep into this game when it was 30-10. Kansas City drives in, Harrison misses the layup. Foul on the rebound inside Kansas City. Thaddeus Smith, his third. Kansas City's been whistled for 13 fouls in this game. UVU whistled for 4. Marcel Davis, Connor Fry, Ivory Young, Dayon Goodman, and Jaden Jackson remain on the floor for UVU. Just under 18 minutes to play. Jumper outside, Marcel Davis misses. Rebound Stewart of Kansas City. He turns it over, threw it right to Connor Fry, over to Ivory Young in the corner. Guarded closely by Harrison, out to Fry. Fry trying to go around his man, goes around Stewart, lays it up, missed it. Rebound fought for, it's on the floor, picked up Kansas City.
2 guys back for the Wolverines. Kansas City has a 5-on-3 here.
Comes Stewart, dishes off inside, easy shot. That one bounces around, drops through good for Darius Austin.
Kind of like what happened in the first half. Connor Fry drives hard to the basket, ends up in the cameraman. He's not able to get back, and Dayon got caught in the backcourt as well.
42-37. UVU down by 5 again. They had cut it to 3 before that basket. Marcel Davis drives to the hole. Contact big time. Blocking foul. Darnell Tillman of Kansas City. His first. I'm going to say it's a shooting foul, so they'll put Marcel at the free throw line. UVU in that first half, 10 of 13 from the free throw line. 10 of 11, rather, from the free throw line. Free throw on its way, good. 42-38. He'll have another foul in the act of shooting. Kansas City's only taken 1 free throw. We talked in the pregame show about
Yeah.
about the first game and the discrepancy of 32 free throws versus 5, thinking that would never happen again. Right now, UVU has taken 13 free throws. Kansas City's taken 1.
And that, the Wolverines, I think, knew that. Coach Burgess talked about that, how Martez Harrison tries to draw contact with his body. The Wolverines just are staying away and not fouling on the drives.
3 for Kansas City is good from the corner. Kyle Stewart buries that one. 45-39 the score. UVU down by 6. They had drawn to within 3 on Marcel Davis's 2 free throws. Hayden Skank back into the game. Hands over to Ivory Young. Over to Davis on the left side. Davis reverses dribble. Back over to Ivory Young. Hands off to Skank again. Comes off a Goodman screen. Gets it to Davis. 12-second shot clock. 16 and a half minutes to play. Davis drives in the lane. Contact. Throws it off the glass. Good. Marcel Davis starting to light it up.
Marcel killing Kansas City with the penetration. Just getting in the paint, coming off of screens. Kansas City has not been able to stop it so far.
11 points for the senior. UVU down by 4 with 16:05 to play. Kansas City shoots to our right. Lavelle Boyd has it. Gives it over to Stewart. Ball high up over his head. Hands it over to Harrison. Trying to come off a screen, and Hayden Skank was there. Bumps into Martez Harrison and commits the foul. For Skank, his team's second of this half, brings us to our first media timeout. Just under 16 minutes to play. Wolverines of Utah Valley down by 4 against Kansas City. You're listening to ESPN 960. A week from today, they'll be on the road at Seattle. And then 2 weeks from today, they'll be back home for the regular season finale, hosting Grand Canyon. That game will be a 2 o'clock start, so it will not be a nighttime game for UVU 2 weeks from today. But next week will be a nighttime game in Seattle. And at last check, Seattle was taking care of business against New Mexico State, surprisingly. Trouble with our scoreboard right now, but Wolverines might just finish this season on a good note, but they got to take care of business here first, Matt.
Absolutely do. I'm really impressed with what they've done, though. I mean, I think they fought through a little bit of adversity. Obviously, the game is not over, a lot left to play, but to me, I love seeing when the Wolverines take care of the basketball, and they have 6 turnovers so far in the game. They had 6 turnovers really early. I mean, they had 4 turnovers with 12 minutes to go in the first half, so they've really taken care of the basketball since that point. The last 16 minutes, whatever, around there, they've taken care of the ball.
Martez Harrison dishes off inside. Layup miss from King. Rebound. Oh, the follow is good, though, for Kansas City.
Yeah, and with Dayon being in there, Andrew Bashan on the bench, you can see that the size is really starting to hurt the Wolverines because Kansas City just keeps on pounding it inside. But Dayon with an easy basket, easy layup there himself on the dish from Marcel.
Dayon Goodman's got 8 points. UVU down by 4. It's 47-43, 15-15 to play. Kansas City basketball to our right. Martez Harrison with it on the left wing. Working against Jaden Jackson. Jackson being called just for a little bump
And I think that's probably like the first foul all night when Martez has had the ball on the wing and he's dribble driving. That's the first foul that I can remember where he's drawn on a Wolverine defender. So that's a win. That's a success for the defense because, as Coach Burgess said, he tries to do that. Wolverines have done a nice job of protecting themselves from getting foul calls.
First foul against Jaden Jackson, team's third of this half. Both teams have been whistled for 3. Kansas City basketball, Harrison's got it, starts to drive again, dishes off, baseline drive, stopped, and a travel called as Deshaun King shuffled his feet.
That was really good defensive rotation. I think that time Dayon came over, did a nice job of cutting off the baseline. Marcel did a nice job of rotating down to the block where the dump off on the block wasn't there, and the turnover is called.
UVU basketball to our left with 14:45 to play. They trail it right now by 4 points. Haven't led since it was 1-0. Jaden Jackson's got it. Hanging jumper, free throw line, no good. Rebound comes down Kansas City. Smith pulled that one down. Smith's 7th rebound. Kansas City with it, shaking and baking. Lavelle Boyd, shot no good. One-handed slam attempt is no good from Deshaun King. Ball goes out of bounds off the rim. Deshaun King trying to get a little too fancy.
That was a heck of an attempt, though, on the weak side.
Yeah, well, Tillman goes out.
He looks like, to me, that Deshaun King is the most athletic perimeter guy. They tried to throw him an oop in the first half, missed the dunk. He's active charging the rim.
Marcel Davis for 3, missed it. Weak side rebound, Kansas City. It remains a 4-point Kansas City lead with 14:05 to play. Harrison finds a seam, drives in, contact. Going to go against UVU. Official looking to see the players' jersey. The officials talking to each other now. It's going to be Hayden Skank. Call for the foul, his 3rd.
Go back to Coach Burgess in the pregame, too. He said that they were a ball screening team, and we're seeing heavy doses of that right now. And I think there's a debate right now with whether or not Martez Harrison was shooting the basketball. They're going to give him underneath, but we just saw the replay, those looking online. That clearly was a shot attempt. He was in the air as he released the ball and was fouled.
Or was he trying to pass it off?
I thought it was a shot.
Yeah. Well, Kansas City has possession. Under 14 minutes to play. They lead UVU by 4 points. Backing in against Hayden Skank. Austin kicks it outside. 15 seconds to shoot. King's got it, drives in, layup good, and 1. Hayden Skank with the foul.
Again, there's that athleticism of Deshaun King. It was initially really good defense on the double team inside for Darius Austin. He just skipped that ball, hard to rotate over. Ivory Young initially the first guy out there, but Sean Hand just with making his way into the paint, gets the defender up in the air. I didn't think there was much of a foul there on the Wolverines. I'm surprised that wasn't a play on.
Hayden Skank's 4th foul puts him on the bench.
And it's unfortunate for Hayden because, again, he was the guy that got called for the foul. I thought there was not enough contact there to warrant a foul call.
Free throw's good. It's 50-43. UVU down by 7.
And that's big with the 4th foul because Hayden's a good defender on the perimeter, and now he has to go out.
Fry gives over to Cardwell, now to Ivory Young. Comes off a Dayon Goodman screen. He'll take a long 3 up top, missed it. Rebound Kansas City. UVU suddenly playing like they did the first 10 minutes of this game. Here's an NBA 3 the other way. Lavelle Boyd missed that one.
That's going to be a foul on Corey Cardwell.
Cardwell got tired.
Wow, they're calling this now. No, they're changing that up on Darius Austin.
Cardwell and Austin got tangled up on the long rebound on the missed 3, and they called the foul on Austin, his third personal against Darius Austin. Ivory Young's got it for UVU, goes into the lane, kicks outside Connor Fry. Starts to drive, puts the head down, shot block, gets his own rebound, back up and in. Connor Fry, 10 points, 6 rebounds. UVU down by 5, 13 minutes left. Kansas City not in any hurry. Martez Harrison dribbling near midcourt.
Here comes that on the ball screen. Turnover here. See if the Wolverines can come away with it.
Nope. Kansas City's got it. They drive in. That time Cardwell and Ivory Young double teamed front and back. Foul's going to go against Corey Cardwell.
it's going to be just really heavy with the ball in Martez Harrison's hand. You're going to get screens, picks on the ball coming up top. That time the Wolverines oh so close of coming up with the loose ball.
Kansas City will trigger underneath their glass to our right. 2:51 to play.
Something we didn't see in the first half too. Now the Wolverines with 16 fouls, so the next foul that goes against them puts UMKC at the line. What did the Wolverines have in the first half? I think we said 3 personal fouls, right? Yeah, 3 personals.
Kansas City gets it in.
There's that screen on the ball, usually coming up top from Thaddeus Smith.
Martez Harrison with it, drives in the lane, stolen away. Ivory Young picked his pocket. It's 4-on-1. Wolverines. Bounce pass, laid up, missed, tipped up. Connor Fry got the tip on the miss. Wolverines down by just 3. 50-47. Trying to go around Corey Cardwell is LaVelle Boyd, and
yeah, it's critical foul because it's, you know,
7.
so far away from the basket, and now he's at the free throw line.
Corey Cardwell picks up his 2nd, team's 7th of this half. It's going to be a 1-on-1 situation for Boyd. First time he's been at the free throw line. In fact, this is just the 3rd free throw for Kansas City in the game. They haven't missed one yet. They're 2 for 2. Free throw good. Trying to jinx him, didn't work. 51-47. He'll have another one. 4-point lead for Kansas City. Kansas City led at halftime, 38-32. UVU desperately needs a win here to have a chance at the number 3 seed in the WAC tournament coming up in a couple of weeks down in Las Vegas. 2nd free throw good. 52-47, back to a 5-point lead for KC. They hate it when they're called KC, by the way. Cardwell gives over to Connor Fry. Baseline drive, kicks it outside. Ivory Young for 3 in the corner. Missed it. Rebound, Kansas City. That one comes down to Boyd. LaVelle Boyd, 6 foot. Long jumper outside, buries the 3.
Yeah, we saw him take a deep 3 like that a few minutes ago. He missed that one. He is not afraid to shoot the 3, and no pressure from the Wolverines. He, again, walked in, had so much space. Wide open 3.
Ivory Young hands over to Marcel Davis. Davis comes off the screen, drives down the lane, layup good. Looked just like the play he scored the game winner on Thursday night.
Absolutely. Again, it's just a penetration. Deon comes up, sets that screen. Marcel head down, straight curve. I guess that phrase doesn't work, but curving, coming straight off of the pick. No curving around the pick, right to the basket. Nice layup from Marcel.
I didn't even notice till you pointed out.
Straight curve, that's impossible.
13 points for Davis. Here's a 3 the other way from Kansas City. This one missed from Boyd. Rebound comes down to UVU. They can cut this down a little bit more. They're trailing by 6. 11 minutes to play. Connor Fry faked the 3, drove in, contact. Fry ran right into big old Thaddeus Smith. This foul's going to go against Connor Fry.
Yeah, he's arguing it, but Thaddeus Smith was standing there in plenty of time. Good call from the official.
Connor Fry's first foul, team's 8th of this half. Timeout on the floor. It's a media timeout. 11 minutes to play. UVU still down, this time by 6 points. 55-49. You're listening to ESPN 960.
They say the devil is in the details. And in here, there are a lot of details. Flavor, color, texture, temperature, presentation. It all has to be flawless. Pressure? Maybe. But with Engaged Learning, I get a lot of practice. And I'll bet your homework never tasted this good. I don't think of myself as just an undergrad. Okay, so I'm a sophomore. But I'm at UVU where it's all about engaged learning. Leading a project on DNA research, I don't have to wait for grad school to get this kind of experience. As a UVU student, I guess you could say engaged learning is in my DNA.
UVU's got 11 minutes left in this basketball game. They have trailed all but about 18 seconds. They led 1-0, then 10 straight points from Kansas City. Kansas City went on a 7-0 run, another 10-0 run to lead it 30-10. With 8 minutes left in the first half, UVU came alive to trail at halftime by 6. Right now, UVU is down by 6. 55-49 the score.
The Wolverines have got a lot. They've only made one 3-point basket in the second half here. Their points have come in the paint. I mentioned how UMKC's points were all coming in the paint. Well, the Wolverines since halftime in these 9 minutes have got 10 points in the paint of their own. So they're getting easier baskets, and they've got 10 points off turnovers. They have 9 offensive rebounds. They've forced 11 turnovers, and that's given them 13 second chance points. So the hustle plays seem to be going now to the Wolverines' way, and the defense may be loosening up a little bit because they're getting a lot easier baskets inside.
UVU desperately needs one of those little momentum swing that they had in the first half. 10:48 to play. UVU trailing Kansas City by 6. Kansas City basketball to our right. Stolen away. Jaden Jackson stepped in front of pass. Takes it the whole way. Lays it up and in.
Nice play. Anticipation. Jaden gets 1 or 2 of those a game just simply being in the passing lane. That was a lazy pass from Kyle Stewart. Jaden in the perfect spot. And you had Boyd didn't want to pick up his 4th foul.
Jackson with 7 points now. Wolverines almost come away with another turnover. Kansas City maintains control to our right. Bounce pass, high post feed, Thaddeus Smith. Ball batted around, 5 seconds to shoot. Boyd has it, drives in the lane, throws up the shot off the glass. No, rebound Kansas City, but did not hit the rim on the shot, so it's a shot clock violation.
Yeah, Martez Harrison going to be coming back in the game. I think that Coach Richardson likes him having the basketball in those situations where he's the one creating. You saw Lavelle Boyd get to the rim, but there just wasn't enough time. He had to force up, jack up a shot there at the very end. Great defense from the Wolverines. Again, not fouling on the drives to the basket. I've been so impressed with that tonight.
Wolverine basketball, just under 10 minutes to play. They trail by 4. Marcel Davis with it, driving down, dishing off to Dayon Goodman, kicks outside to Jade Jackson rather. Jackson looks for help, gets inside to Dayon, goes up, contact, ball goes out of bounds. Foul's going to get called inside against Thaddeus Smith, his 4th. Now you got some foul trouble for Kansas City. Smith with 4, Austin with 3, Boyd with 3. Dayon Goodman at the free throw line, shooting 2. His first trip to the stripe tonight. UVU is, as a team, 12 of 13.
Both teams here, picks on the ball are going to be so important coming down the stretch because that's what the Wolverine offense is. If they can't get a good pick set on the ball and get the guy rolling to the basket, that ball stays around the perimeter. But Dayon has been the guy the guy on the perimeter who sets those picks and is rolling to the basket, and the guard has a lot of options to dish it off, to kick it, or to drive it.
He hits both free throws, 2-point game. Kansas City by 2, 9:35 to play. Martez Harrison, the reigning WAC Player of the Year, gives over to Deshaun King. Hands back over to Harrison. Harrison starts to drive in the lane, lost the handle. It's on the floor, stolen away. Corey Cardwell's got it, 3-on-1. Cardwell spins in the lane, dishes off. Jackson layup, good. Guess what, folks? We are tied. 9:16 to play. Wolverines with 8 straight points. First time this game's been tied since it was 0-0. First time the Wolverines have led since it was 1-0. Wolverines coming away with a rebound on a missed shot from Kansas City. They turned it over 3 times in 3 minutes. 9 minutes left. Fry will take a 3 left side, missed it. Rebound on the floor. Foul's going to get called against Dayon Goodman.
Yeah.
Trying to go over the back that time of Kyle Stewart. Goodman's going to pick up his 2nd foul. Team's 9th of this half. 8:51 to play.
A lot of contact inside. Looking at the replay here, a lot of contact inside, but doesn't go in your favor, unfortunately, for Dayon when you're the guy behind. You're the guy in the back there, and there's a lot of contact. It's usually seen by the officials as a foul over the back. not necessarily what they called there, but Dayon gets called for the foul.
Tillman free throw, good. He'll have another one on the 1-and-1. Stops an 8-0 run that UVU was on. 56-55, Kansas City by 1. Second free throw, Tillman on its way, good. 57-55, 2-point lead for Kansas City. 8:45 to play. Jaden Jackson gives over to Connor Fry for UVU. Hands off to Cardwell, over to Jackson. Hands off to Davis. Comes off the screen from Bastion. Davis will take a three, missed it. Rebound, fought for, UVU battling. Went through Connor Fry's hands. Out of bounds, they'll say it went off Kansas City. So it'll belong to Utah Valley. Big battle on these rebounds.
Yeah, long shots, long rebounds. It is the hardest thing to rebound against when you have a team that takes really long three-point shots because there's so much space. And obviously the ball's coming from a lot farther away, so the ricochet off the rim is a lot more.
Davis with it, gives over to Jackson on the inbounds play. Jackson starts to drive, now pull up 18-footer.
That's a foul.
No good, and Harrison fouled him after Jackson let go of the ball and was coming down.
Clear foul there. I think Martez tried to get, a lot of times you see players put their hands over the face. He clearly got Jaden in the face.
That's the third foul against Martez Harrison. So now you got Harrison with 3, Boyd with 3, Austin with 3, and Smith with 4. Free throw, Jackson good. UVU down by 1, 2-shot foul, so Jackson will have another one. Jackson's got 10 points, 4 of them coming from the free throw line. Wolverines are 15 of 16 from the stripe. And he ties it up with the second one. We're tied again at 8:22 to play. Kansas City basketball. This Kansas City team led by 20. Outside, no shot from Martez Harrison. He'll back it up on the dribble. Looking inside, still looking. 10 seconds to shoot. Drives in the lane, kicks it inside, stolen away. Wolverines took it out of the hands of Kyle Stewart on the run, far sideline. Connor Fry slows it up, hands over to Cardwell. Up top it goes to Marcel Davis. Davis dribbles to the left wing. Comes off a Bastion screen. Starts to go down the lane, kicks outside Cardwell. Fake the three, picks it up, gives over to Davis. Cardwell claiming he was fouled, no call. 10 seconds to shoot. Davis has it. Looks outside. Cardwell for 3. Wide open. Missed it. Rebound. Connor Fry battling for it. And they're going to say
it's going to be a foul on UMKC.
This official taking his time to make the call. That one's going to go against Lavelle Boyd, I think.
Connor, I believe, will get free throws on a 1-and-1.
Going to bring us to a media timeout. We'll sort it out when we get back, but it definitely a foul against Kansas City. 7:33 to play. UVU 57. Kansas City 57. It was a foul on Boyd, his 4th. Back in a minute on ESPN 960. UVU in Kansas City. Matt Peterson, you pointed out something during that timeout, and I've sort of overlooked it about Martez Harrison.
2 points.
Total.
Yeah, total 2 points. Lavelle Boyd is the other leading scorer. He's 2 under his right now, but Martez has had the ball in his hands a lot, but he hasn't got really any easy looks either. So the Wolverines doing a really nice job of playing him tough. And the leading scorer That's what's winning it for the Wolverines right now. They've held him in check, and they've forced him to turn the ball over. He has 3 turnovers, 4 assists, so a really nice job of focusing on him.
Quite frankly, it's amazing to me this game's tied at 57 with 7.5 minutes to play. If you joined us late in the first half, it was a blowout the first 10 minutes. UVU could not hit anything.
Yeah.
They were trailing 30 to 10. And then all of a sudden they caught fire and trailed by 6 at halftime. In the second half, they've come back to tie this thing up at 57.
Well, they've had pretty balanced scoring for the most part. Connor with 12, Marcel with 13, Jaden with 11, Dayon, he's played fantastic. He has 10 points. And you have Ivory Young with 8 points. You know, they've had balanced scoring, so they really haven't had to rely on one guy tonight.
Connor Fry already with a double-double, 12 points, 11 rebounds.
Yeah, and 6 offensive boards, too.
Free throw, Connor Fry, good.
He just keeps crashing the offensive glass.
UVU back out in front for the first time since it was 1-0. 7:33 to play. Connor Fry at the free throw line again. He killed Kansas City at their place with free throws, and I spoke too soon. He missed the second one. Dadgummit. Jimmy McJinks in effect here tonight. Kansas City with the rebound on the missed free throw. UVU is in the lead, though, by a point. Inside feed goes through the hands and out of bounds of Darnell Tillman, but they're going to say Corey Cardwell fouled him first.
You know, going back to what I said a little while ago with the size issues. You know, Dayon is in there as the 4-man or the 5-man, when in reality, you know, he's undermanned and undersized against Tillman, who got the foul, got the ball there, and Thaddeus Smith. And that time, Darnell Tillman just got too deep under the basket. Help had to come from the weak side, and that's why Corey got called for the foul.
Corey's third. Tillman's first free throw is good. We're tied at 58. Second one missed. Corey Cardwell, fittingly enough, pulls down the rebound for UVU. Tied at 58, 7 minutes, 10 seconds left to play. Connor Fry's got it on the right wing, gives over to Jackson. Jackson on the left side, hands off to Marcel Davis. Comes to the top, slides down the lane, dishes off Goodman, layup good.
Yeah, UMKC has not been able to stop that play. And Marcel just with the dribble drive and dish.
Great assist. 5th one for Marcel Davis. 12 points for Dayon Goodman. Just too shy of tying his career high. 6 minutes, 45 seconds to play. UVU out in front by 2. This is their biggest lead of the game. Harrison has it for Kansas City. You got to be wondering what's going through their heads right now. So we were leading by 20. Harrison throws up a 3, almost a prayer. Missed it. Ball tipped around. UVU comes away with it. Marcel Davis eventually pulled it out of the air, goes over to Cardwell, fakes the 3, drives in, dishes off to the corner. Jaden Jackson comes to the top, throws over to Cardwell, gets it back. Davis slides to the right on the drive. 12-second shot clock. Feeds inside. Connor Fry goes up, shot partially blocked, maybe altered, missed. Kansas City with the missed rebound. 6:02 to play and a timeout called by Kansas City. 60-58, UVU leading by 2. Because there's 6:02 to play, this will turn into a media timeout, so we'll take it with them. We'll be back in 60 seconds right here on ESPN 960.
Looking to spend that birthday money, Tyler? I'm just not sure which one to get. Well, they are both pretty cool. But saving some of that money would be pretty cool too. Yep.
When's the right age to teach your children how to save and spend money wisely? Right now, with the Be Money Smart program only at Utah Community Credit Union. Inspiring smart decisions.
Nice.
People talk about college like you're in some kind of bubble. Like there's college and then there's the real world. Hey, this is UVU. You're not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. This is engaged learning. At the certificate, associate's, bachelor's, or master's level, you're in the real world every day.
If you listened early and then are just now checking back in, you're probably stunned by this score. Utah Valley leading Kansas City 60-58. I say that because Kansas City was out in front by 20 points in that first half. Second half, completely, well, actually, the last 10 minutes of the first half and most of the second half, completely different game for UVU.
Yeah, UMKC not playing at the same tempo that they did when they spread that game out to 20. The Wolverines, I don't think, are playing at the same tempo when they were able to get themselves back in the game. So it's been interesting how that's played out a little bit. I look in the last 6 minutes, it's going to be, for both teams. If you look at UMKC, I think the key for them is going to be, can they defend the pick on the ball and Marcel handling the pick with the drive, with the shot, or whatever he does off of that. That would be the message that I would look for from Kareem Richardson, probably trying to put your best defender on Marcel because he is really shredding up UMKC. And then if you're looking at it from the perspective of the Wolverines, I think they've done a fantastic job of keeping Martez Harrison in check. They've got to continue to do that and not let him get untracked here a little bit. And can they defend inside, whether it's drives to the basket or the ball going inside to the big guys for UMKC? I also think free throws will be big. Both teams at the line the rest of the way.
Kansas City with the basketball, trailing Utah Valley by 2 with just under 6 minutes to play. Darnell Tillman with it, way up top. Hands over to Boyd. Boyd guarded by Marcel Davis. Now to Harrison, drives in, draws contact, foul on the shot. Shot did not go. The foul is going to get called against UVU.
Not to toot my own horn, but that's exactly what I just said about, Martez Harrison, because he's been doing that all night. The Wolverines haven't put him at the free throw line. Right off the timeout here, he gets to the line. This is his first free throw attempt of the night.
That's amazing. His first free throw attempt of the night. On its way, he missed it. He'll have another one. On the season, Martez Harrison has taken 172 free throws.
That's amazing.
The next closest on the team is 66.
Yeah, and he's a 78% free throw shooter, so he's good from the free throw line when he gets there, but he hasn't been able to get there tonight. And when he does, that first attempt there, he missed it.
41st in the nation, to be exact. That's how good he is at 78%. It remains 60-58. UVU with a 2-point lead. 5:43 to play. Martez Harrison just 2 points tonight at the free throw line. He's made 1 out of 9 shots from the floor, and he missed both free throws. Goodman with a rebound for Utah Valley. What's the chance of the 41st best free throw shooter in the country missing both his free throws? That's astounding. Marcel Davis with it. Out to Fry for 3. Bottom! UVU out in front, 63-58, 5:25 left.
It wasn't something that we've usually seen. Marcel with a post-up caused the defense to shrink in, leaving Connor wide open for the knockdown 3.
UVU's biggest lead of the night. Kansas City basketball coming up on 5 minutes left. They got 10 seconds to shoot. On the left wing is Deshaun King. Bounce pass inside, going up. Contact, no foul. Wolverines come away with a loose ball. Lead pass, Dayon Goodman over to Jackson. Reverse layup, missed it. Rebound, Kansas City, but a whistle on Jackson's missed free throw, or missed the layup rather. That foul going to go against Kansas City's Kyle Stewart. What are you saying wow about? You didn't think that was a foul?
It was a little bit of a late call.
True. I didn't see the
thought
foul.
the possession before, I thought there was a foul on the
Fry.
Wolverines if they're going to let that go.
Yeah. Jane Jackson at the free throw line. That foul against Stewart, his first. Jackson free throw, good.
We'll take it though. Getting him to the free throw line, some easy baskets.
64-58, a 6-point Utah Valley lead. 4:57 to play. Jackson 12 points. He hasn't missed a free throw yet. He's 6 of 6. Knock on wood, makes the second one as well. 65-58. 7-point UVU lead. Their largest of this game. Hate to keep harping on it, but Kansas City's largest lead was 20 with 8 minutes left in the first half. And then led by only 6 at halftime.
Now this is a critical possession for UMKC, and they're getting off to a slow start here. This works right into the favor of the hands of the Wolverines.
Martez Harrison comes off a screen, bumps into Goodman, and Goodman's going to get called for the foul. That was less contact than we saw in the previous possession.
That's what I was kind of saying wow at. I mean, that's obviously a foul that they're calling when you get body contact, but I mean, that to me is just something that's not a foul on Dayon. That just needs to be a play on.
Third foul on Goodman, 12th team foul this half.
And that's a little bit of what we've been talking about all night with Martez Harrison drawing contact, because he was the one that extended his arm into Dayon, and that's where the foul gets called.
By the way, Kansas City's last basket from the floor was at the 12:02 mark.
Yeah, they have completely, as we get another miss here, completely
Wow.
slowed down on offense, and I think it's been to their detriment, because they're not playing with any type of offensive flow, and maybe that is more to the credit of what UVU's done defensively.
UVU basketball following the rebound after Martez Harrison missed his third free throw, but the second of two. Davis takes an in-shot block. Goodman there for the follow, though. 67-59, Dayon Goodman. 14 points. That ties a career high for Dayon that he had against UTRGV earlier this season. 4 minutes left. Wolverines by 8. Driving in. Harrison shot. Layup. Missed it. Rebound. Wolverines lead pass. Ivory Young takes it in. Layup. No good. Connor Fry follow. Good. You could tell that ankle was hurting Ivory Young that time. Wolverines by 10. 3:45 to play. 69-59. Kansas City's missed their last 6 shots. Lavelle Boyd with it, working against Ivory Young. Reverses dribble here on the right wing. Ball batted away on the pass, way out front. Back down by Kansas City's King. 10 seconds to shoot, 3:30 to play. UVU leading by 10. Driving in, Lavelle Boyd kicks it outside. Here's a three-pointer in the corner. Rolls around, drops off, no good. Rebound, Kansas City. Up top, King's got it. Drives in, layup, good.
Beautiful move there from King. Yeah, Wolverines ever so close. That ball wrapped around the rim several times.
Timeout on the floor. I believe Kansas City took the timeout.
Yeah, they did.
Not?
They did.
This will turn into a media timeout. We'll take it with them. 3 minutes, 13 seconds to play. Utah Valley leading by 8, 69-61. Don't go away. This one has got a heck of a finish coming up here on ESPN 960. We're at the UCCU Center. Jim McCullough, along with Matt Peterson. We have seen one heck of a Division I college basketball game so far. Still got 3 minutes and 13 seconds to play. Utah Valley has come from 20 points down to lead it, 69-61 over University of Missouri, Kansas City. It's a whack battle. Wolverines can stay in the battle for the third seed in the conference tournament with a victory tonight. Seattle at last check-in. It was at New Mexico State, losing by 4 with 5 minutes to play. So the Wolverines need Seattle to lose, and the Wolverines need to win here. But more importantly, they got to take care of 3 minutes and 13 seconds of the lead. Dayon Goodman, who's had a heck of a game, on the floor with Connor Fry, Marcel Davis, Ivory Young, and Jaden Jackson.
14's got to be his career high, or
Tie-
close to it.
ties his career.
Sorry, you may have said that. I wasn't listening, but 14.
Thanks, Matt.
I was looking at other things. Sorry. 14 points. He has been fantastic tonight.
Wolverines have a little trouble in the backcourt, finally get it across midcourt. 3:05 to play. Jaden Jackson's with it at the top of the key. Picks up the dribble, looks for help, gives over to Marcel Davis. 15-second shot clock. Thursday night, they didn't need much of a shot clock, even with the lead. Davis has it. Ball gets away from him, picks it up. 7 seconds to shoot. Davis has got it, comes around the corner, drives in. Before he can lay it up, he's fouled. I don't know if they're going to give him 2 on this one or not. Foul is going to go against Deshaun King. It is a 2-shot foul. Clock stop, 2:46 left. Marcel Davis is 4 of 4 from the free throw line tonight. Wolverines 19 of 21. They've outscored Kansas City by 11 points at the free throw line.
Who did they call that foul on? I believe they called it on Harrison.
Martez Harrison picks up his 4th foul. Free throw, good. 70-61. So now you got Boyd, Harrison, and Smith all with 4 fouls on the floor for Kansas City. Jackson with 2, Goodman with 3. They're the only ones with any kind of more than 1, really, on the floor at least for UVU.
Yeah, and you see Kansas City going, UMKC, I should say, going small. They're going to have to get their offensive guys in here as they have such a large deficit to make up.
Second free throw, also good. Back to a 10-point lead, 71-61, 2:45 to play. Roll the clock. It's not rolling. Now they finally started. Wolverines got away with burning 5 seconds there. Ivory Young steals the ball for UVU. Over to Deion Goodman. Layup, good! Wolverines by 12. You got to be kidding me. 2.5 minutes left. Deshaun King driving in. Shot rejected. Connor Fry, but back up. No shot, or no good rather, from Harrison. Foul on the attempted putback after Harrison's miss. Martez Harrison just 1 of 12 from the floor, or 1 of 11 rather. 3 points total tonight. Clock stopped on that foul. UVU foul against Deion Goodman, his 3rd. Goodman with a career-high 16 points, 5 rebounds, 3 personal fouls, and a timeout called. We'll stay here for this one.
Probably going to be looking at.
The officials want to check, right?
Yeah,
the monitor.
Coach Richardson was yelling something to the effect that he wanted him to look at it. Not entirely sure why. I didn't see much there.
Intentional foul.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the only thing you would look at, right?
It's got to be, yeah.
I mean, the foul went against UVU. Right now, the foul's being called on Deion Goodman, his 4th. 73-61. UVU leading by 12 with 2 minutes, 22 seconds to play.
Yeah, Coach Richardson just said and yelled in front of us he never went after the ball.
Meaning Goodman?
Yeah.
Which would be an intentional foul.
I guess. You never know with the rules and what the officials want to interpret it as.
Here's the replay up on the on the Jumbotron. They're just showing highlights. I thought that was a replay at first. Seattle, meanwhile, down by 6 points at New Mexico State with 3.5 to play. Right here, it's 2:22 left. UVU with a 12-point lead, which is their biggest lead of the game. Deion Goodman has just played phenomenal basketball tonight. It'd be a shame for him to.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to call something, but.
Coach Mark Pope very upset with the officials on whatever they just told him.
Probably going to be something very similar to what we saw.
Now they changed the foul. It wasn't Goodman, it's Marcel Davis. Davis with 2, Goodman with just 3 now. Here's the. Now the official wants to come over. Look at the monitor again.
It had to be. Oh, I'm looking over there, Jim. As far as I can see.
Did they call it technical?
It is Marcel. From what I could see, and I'm just kind of speculating as I'm 20 feet away from the TV, but I think it is Marcel.
They called a flagrant 1.
Yeah, the explanation that I saw from the official was that it was a little bit excessive from Marcel grabbing the arm after the ball or after the play had taken place, and he kind of threw the defender's arm down, which caused threw Deshaun King's arm down, which caused him to go to the ground hard. So.
All right, that flagrant foul against Marcel Davis, his 2nd. So Goodman only has 3.
I mean,
both free throws are good from King. Sorry.
I'll say what I said in the first half. That's not a flagrant foul on Marcel. I mean,
right. Well,
it is
if they call it.
Everything has to be looked at, and
yeah.
I mean, it's you're trying not to let him score, and so it's a good hard play from Marcel.
Back to action, driving in, laying it up. Kansas City,
Yeah,
4 straight points.
quick 4-point turnaround, but the Wolverines are in great shape here. Just need to use the clock.
73-65, Utah Valley out in front with 2:03 remaining. Ivory Young comes off a screen, gives over to Jade Jackson on the left wing. 15-second shot clock. Jackson still dribbling, gives us over to Ivory Young. Goes to the right side, long 15-footer, airballs it. Kansas City there to pull it down. Kyle Stewart picked it up. 1:48 to play. Kansas City trying to cut into this lead. Here's a 3-point attempt, in and out from King. Rebound Utah Valley. 1:40 to play.
Coach Richardson right in front of us here telling Deshaun King to go to the rim, and he pulls up for a 3.
King's got 16 points. He's only hit 1 3-pointer tonight. Wolverines burning some clock. 1:28 to play. They've got 16-second shot clock to work with.
That was the right play. Try and go to the rim because you've got the clock at your disadvantage right now.
Marcel Davis, 8 seconds to shoot. Now drives down the lane, throws it up off the glass.
Wow.
Good. Somehow that ball went in. Wow, what a shot with 1:10 to play. It's a 10-point lead for UVU. 75-65 driving in, and a touch foul this time against UVU as King went through the lane from left to right. Foul going to get called against Connor Fry. Clock stopped with 1:06 left. 2-shot foul.
Saw the replay of that. I don't know how Marcel did that with the angle he had. He was almost parallel with the backboard.
Davis,
Almost
17 points.
Like he just tried to throw it up at the last second and made the shot.
I think he was trying to draw a foul.
Yeah, probably. And he didn't have control of the ball the entire time. He just threw that. He threw that ball up there and it went in.
Free throw King is good. It's a 9-point UVU lead. He'll be at the free throw line for another one. He's got 17 points, leading scorer for UMKC. 75-66, UVU by 9 with 1:06 to play. King eyes the basket, second free throw on its way. This one also good.
Yeah, going to get pressure here. So you're going to get UMKC putting full court pressure on. They're going to have to foul. If they don't get an initial steal here, they're going to have to go for a foul quickly.
1:06 to play. UVU leading by 8 points. Jade Jackson will trigger. Throws it baseball style down the other end. Dayon Goodman breakaway, foul from behind as he went up to slam it down. That time on the football type pass on the throw in from Jade Jackson, caught from behind by Thaddeus Smith.
Yeah, here comes another replay.
They're going to go look at this one again. Officials going to look at the monitors once again. 1:04, only 2 seconds went off the clock that time. Heads up play on the inbounds play from Jade Jackson. Hit the streaking Dayon Goodman of all people. Dayon looked like a wideout that time, 6'7". Caught the ball over his head on the run. I'm a little surprised that Thaddeus Smith caught up with him. That foul on Smith, by the way, is 5. He's out of there. Thaddeus Smith fouls out with 6 points, 8 rebounds.
Yeah, no foul. I mean, that from our angle, that was perfect. Perfect in the sense that it wasn't an intentional foul.
No flagrant.
No flagrant because Thaddeus Smith did get the ball. It's a physical play, no doubt, as both players are airborne, and Dayon took the worst of it there, but that was the most physical play, Jim, that we have had tonight. And that one is not called an intentional or flagrant foul, and the other two were. It's unbelievable.
Dayon Goodman misses the first free throw. Fouled in the act of shooting. He has 2. He's now 2 of 3 from the stripe. 16 points overall. Career high tonight for Dayon. He's got 5 rebounds to go along with that. Now 17 points as he makes the second one. 76-67. Wolverines by 9 with 1:04 to play. Kansas City picks up the basketball near midcourt. LaBelle Boyd's got it. Comes off a screen. Drives to the hole against Goodman. Throws it up. No good. Goodman just holds up his hands like, you've got to be kidding me. He's getting called for his 4th foul this time, for sure, with 57.7 seconds left. 2-shot foul. LaBelle Boyd at the free throw line. Kansas City's hit 12 out of 16 tonight from the stripe.
Yeah, unfortunately there for Dayon, he's the one retreating, obviously, as he's having the ball being driven. Missed free throw here. He's the one that's being driven at. There is definitely body contact, but his hands, it is all too common here, not here, but in the college basketball game, that the officials, if your hands are not straight up and down, you are going to get called for a foul on a play like that. And Dayon had his arms over at an angle, not straight up and down. even though he's backing up, he gets called for the foul.
Missed the first free throw, made the second. It's an 8-point UVU lead. 56 seconds. They inbound it, get it into Jaden Jackson's hands. He's in the backcourt, fouled in the backcourt to stop the clock with 52.4. Jaden Jackson will be at the stripe. Jaden Jackson, pretty darn good free throw shooter himself. Best on the team, 83% on a team that's number 1 in the WAC at 73%. UVU 22 out of 25 from the stripe tonight, 12 of those coming in the second half. Free throw, Jackson missed it. I should just shut up.
Please do.
Oh,
Just
yeah?
kidding.
Take
Just
a
kidding.
number, pal. Get in line. 76-68. UVU's lead is still 8. Jaden Jackson at the free throw line again.
Missed that one, too.
I didn't say a word. He missed them both. What is the chance of that? Rebound comes down to Kansas City. They're burning some clock, just getting this thing set up. Gives over to Boyd. Guarded by Avery Young. Drives in against Goodman. Throws up the shot. No. Rebound, Kansas City. Martez Harrison went up and yanked down the rebound. Came back down on top of Jaden Jackson. And Jaden Jackson's going to get called for the foul, being in the wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, Deion did a really nice job that time, backing up still hands straighter. But UMKC is going to crash every guy that they can to the glass and just really physical inside. Jaden gets called for the foul.
Third foul against Jaden Jackson. 16th team foul this half against UVU. Kansas City's been whistled for 11 this half. Martez Harrison free throw on its way. This one's good.
Yeah, Jim, it's getting interesting. 40 seconds left in the game.
7-point UVU lead, 76-69. Harrison will have another free throw. Harrison now with just 4 points tonight, and 2 of them have come from the free throw line. He's 1 of 11 from the floor, the leading scorer on this team. He makes the second free throw. It's a 6-point UVU lead, 76-70, 41 seconds to play. Jackson gets it into Irie. Back to Jaden Jackson in the backcourt, fouled immediately. Lavelle Boyd, I'm not so sure he meant to do that. Boyd just fouled out of the game.
Yeah, probably going for the steal. But, you have to foul, stretch the game out as long as you possibly can.
5 fouls sends Lavelle Boyd to the bench, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. He had a heck of a first half, but cooled off in the second half. Boyd in the first half, 6 points, 39.8 seconds to play. UVU leading by 6. Jaden Jackson will be at the free throw line again. We'll see if he can redeem himself after those last 2 misses. By the way, Jackson hasn't hit a 3 tonight. UVU's only hit 6 3-pointers, 6 out of 23.
But, I think that's, as kind of an underline here, that's been really beneficial to them because they haven't relied on the 3 as Jaden gets the first free throw. But look how many points in the paint they have. They have 34 points in the paint.
Stunning.
34. And look at their big guys who have been in there. You had Andrew Bastian with just 3 of those points. Deion had 17. Most of his have come, he's had 10 points, and I don't recall him hitting down any jumpers. So it's been the guards that have created those points in the paint.
Both free throws good. Wolverines by 8, 35 seconds to play. Driving down, shot rolls off, no good. Deion Goodman with the rebound for Utah Valley. Hands over to Marcel Davis. He's fouled immediately with 29.8 to play. We'll walk back down to the left side, and Marcel Davis will shoot UVU's 31 and 32nd free throw. 31st and 32nd free throw. Yes, you too could be a broadcaster. Just send in $14.95 and 2 box tops. UVU by 8. This is the biggest comeback UVU has had this season. They trailed at halftime at Chicago State and then ended up winning that game. But they never trailed by 20 and came back to win any game this season. Marcel Davis, first free throw is good. Second free throw, missed it. 79-70. Rebound Kansas City. 27 seconds left. Martez Harrison will bring it up, see if he can get a shot from the floor. Nothing. Outside Stewart, he'll fire a 3. No good. Rebound, Utah Valley. Ivory Young's got it. They're trying to reach in and foul him. They don't. Ivory Young can burn out the clock. They call off the Dogs. 12 seconds to play. Ivory Young standing near midcourt. UVU is going to win this thing in amazing fashion. Final score, 79-70. After trailing by 20 when it was 30-10. Wow. They win it 79-70. UVU improves to 12-15 overall. They're now 7-6 at home. And the most important statistic is that UVU is now 6-6 in the Western Athletic Conference. We'll talk more about that in our postgame and what it means as Kansas City falls to 10-17, 1-13 on the road this year, and 3-9 in WAC play. It's a possibility these two will meet again in the first round of the WAC tournament. Again, we'll talk more about that in our postgame show. We might even talk to a player or two, and then we'll talk to Coach Mark Pope. All coming up next on your postgame show here on ESPN 960.
They say the devil is in the details. And in here, there are a lot of details. Flavor, color, texture, temperature, presentation. It all has to be flawless. Pressure? Maybe. But with Engaged Learning, I get a lot of practice. And I'll bet your homework never tasted this good.
Comeback. Trailing by 20 at one point. They end up winning this game 79-70, knocking off Kansas City by 9 points. Matt, your analysis of this, Mr. Analyst.
I don't know what to make. It was a very interesting game. I think that the things that we talked about at halftime were keys to both teams kind of played out in the second half, because Martez Harrison, 5 points. Jim, 5 points the entire game. Deshaun King led UMKC in scoring, but I think what I would say is the defense for the Wolverines won out in tonight's game. I think it was when they really clamped down with about 8 minutes to go in the first half, and it kind of played out that their defense was really pretty good throughout the rest of the game. I think the Wolverines had some spectacular production. Connor with 18, Marcel with 18, Jaden with 15, and Dayon Goodman with 17. And perhaps that's the story of the game for me, because the Wolverines went, he's smaller than Andrew, and what he has is a little different skill set on the court, because what he's able to do is they'll still utilize him, the Wolverines will, in the picks on the ball, but he's a little bit more athletic after setting the screen, driving to the basket and around the rim. He doesn't have the size that Andrew. I don't think Andrew played in the second half, did he? Not that I can recall. So
he had 9 minutes in the first half. No, he did not play in the second half.
He did not play, and I think Dan played almost the whole second half. I believe he almost played the entire second half. But he was spectacular, because he crashed the glass offensively and defensively. He added a little bit different dimension that the Wolverines didn't have when they go to that smaller lineup. Now, it's not going to work. The smaller lineup isn't going to work for all teams, but against all teams, but tonight it did. And I just want to make a point about easy baskets and easy shots. I made a mention kind of just a few minutes before the end of the game where, the Wolverines tonight did not have to rely on their three-pointers. They shot 23. They only made 6 of them, but they had 15 in the first half, 15 attempts, so they only took 8 in the second half. So they were, 2 of 8 in the second half. not a good percentage, but where they did and where it kind of transitioned, because they didn't really have any mid-range jump shots. It all went inside. They had 10 points in the paint. Wolverines had 10 points in the paint in the first half. In the second half, they had 24.
That's
so
amazing.
They were getting easy baskets. They were getting baskets at the rim. They did not have to rely on their three-point shot, because the offense that they were running, they went small, and they got penetration like crazy. I mentioned that time and time again with Marcel. They penetrated the defense. Other players were driving. Dayon got. I don't think Dayon had a basket outside of the paint, to be honest with you. But that's what the tempo, or that's what the style and way of the game went. So that to me was the bright spot for the Wolverines, is they didn't have to rely on the three-point shot in the second half. They won it in other ways, and it was easier baskets in the paint.
But yet, you're saying UVU went small and then started going inside. Usually when teams go
Yeah.
small, they're just telling the opponent, okay, we're shooting from outside.
Yeah, and that's typically what they do with their lineup, right? But I think it changed just a little bit for whatever reason. Maybe that's what was coming easy for them, or that's what they were, trying to do. Maybe ask Coach Pope that, but it was good to see in my mind that they didn't have to take so many threes. And I made mention of Marcel's production. He was the catalyst. He had 18 points, 6 boards, 6 assists, 3 turnovers. And point out again too, the Wolverines had 7 turnovers, only 7. That might be a season low for them. I don't know the stats as well as you do. I'll take a look and see, but
Only 1 in the second half.
yeah, that might be a season low for them. They took care of the basketball. They didn't give UMKC opportunities or options in transition, and they made the game. The Wolverines made the game easy on themselves in the second half.
It was a pretty impressive performance by the Wolverines, especially in the second half. Well, I'd even say with 10 minutes gone in the first half, when they were down by 20 points, it was 30-10. It's just amazing that the Wolverines were able to fight back to even trail to halftime by only 6 points.
Yeah, and they forced, the Wolverines did. They forced 16 turnovers from UMKC, and they turned that into 19 points of their own. So, blueprint-wise, tonight was nice, because they didn't shoot the ball real well. So, in the second half, it was almost a tale of two halves for the teams, because they flipped. UMKC shot a pretty good percentage in the first half. The Wolverines shot a good percentage in the second half. They flipped how the halves went, and Wolverines should be proud of this one tonight.
By the way, that's the 7 turnovers for UVU ties the season low that they had against Idaho State.
And that's what I think. What do they average on the year? Somewhere around 14 or
13.8.
13.8. So 14.
That one I do know.
Yeah, we talked about that on Thursday. But just imagine, they gave themselves 7 extra possessions by not turning the basketball over as frequently as they usually do. So I love seeing that.
UVU now 6-6 in Western Athletic Conference play. They're in the locker room, and I guarantee you they are soaking wet. Coach Mark Pope has said, we will celebrate this season, every win like it is our only win. And they have now a tradition of just throwing water all over each other. So if players come out here, stand by, because we might get electrocuted. One of us, they're going to be soaking wet. We'll talk more about the standings when we get back. We're going to take a break here on our postgame show. UVU wins this one. Final score 79-70 over Kansas City. Your postgame show continues next here on ESPN 960.
People talk about college like you're in some kind of bubble. Like there's college, and then there's the real.
Peterson, Utah Valley has come from 20 points down to knock off University of Missouri, Kansas City. Final score 79-70. UVU outscores them by 10 at the free throw line. UVU goes 25 out of 31. Kansas City went 15 out of 20. From the floor, it was a tale of two halves for Kansas City. First half, 42% shooting. Second half, 30%. It's good for 37% overall for the game. For UVU, shot horribly most of the first half, finished the game shooting 38%. UVU actually shot better this game than Kansas City did, and nobody would have thought that who watched the first 10 minutes of this game. That is for sure. UVU hits 6 3-pointers. Kansas City hits 7. UVU out-rebounded 46-39. Individual scoring, career high. Dayon Goodman, 17 points, 6 rebounds. 18 points for Connor Fry, who had a double-double with 18 points and a career high 12 rebounds. Matt already mentioned Marcel Davis had 18 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Then 15 points from Jaden Jackson, 8 from Ivory Young, who limited by that hobbled ankle. Andrew Bastion only got 9 minutes, did not play in the second half, finished with 3 points. 2 other players saw action, did not score, Hayden Skank and Corey Cardwell. Meanwhile, career highs for both Deshaun King and Darnell Tillman with 18 and 12 apiece. Lavelle Boyd had 12 for UMKC, but the biggest stat for UMKC, Martez Harrison, the WAC's third leading scorer on the season at 15 points a game, gets 5 tonight, and 3 of those points coming from the free throw line as he goes 1 from 11 from the floor. Pretty amazing victory for UVU. We're joined now by Coach Mark Pope, and my friend, congratulations on the victory. I was about ready to call this an Undertaker game because you guys had dug yourself such a deep hole in the first half. I didn't think you could get out of it.
Tell you what, we talk about, I mean, there's so much fun stuff to say, right?
There is.
We talk about this all the time about the difference for our team when we go 99% versus 100%. When we play pretty hard versus when we play with all-out force. And what I'm really proud about this team, man, is they're growing. And so we had a game that you would expect from us, right? It's against a really talented team that is trying desperately to fix their season right now because they just had some unfortunate things go their way, and they're trying to make a statement. And we get down 30-10, and our guys just took it up 1 percentage point, 1 degree, and that was the result. I'm proud of everybody. Dayon Goodman, unbelievable. Marcel Davis, great leadership. Jaden Jackson, I don't know what his offensive numbers were, but he guarded Martez all night long, and Martez didn't have his best game, and Jaden did a great job sticking to the game plan with him.
15 points for Jaden, by the way.
Yeah, it's so what a fun night for us. We had a great crowd here, which is special for us as we get down to the end of the season, still have a great crowd. It was just a great night for our guys. Man, I'm proud of them.
8 minutes to play in the first half. You were down 30-10. What did you tell the team?
I just said, guys, listen, this is exactly where we want to be right now.
Really?
No,
You
I
did
didn't
not.
say that. Actually, we had our first broken board, and I got after the guys a little bit, but not just in the sense of it's just that we have to be in fifth gear all game long. We're not a team that can kind of come just figure it out. We have to be going 100% to be competitive, and the guys fixed it. It was awesome.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about, you mentioned Dayon. To me, that was the best game I've ever seen him play in a UVU uniform. He was fantastic, but I had talked throughout the game. He offers a different skill set than Andrew does. He's not as tall, doesn't have the size, but when you involve him in picks on the ball on the perimeter, you know, he rolls hard. There's opportunities there. Can you talk about what you saw from him in those situations where he sets those picks on the ball and kind of what he creates for the team after that?
Well, the best thing Dayon gave us tonight, he gave us a lot of really good stuff, but he gave us a defensive presence where we could weak ball screens. And it's not something we typically we don't do it very much. We don't really have the personnel to do it. But Dayon did a terrific job helping us manage ball screens defensively. I mean, UMKC that's what they're great at. That's their bread and butter. They get Martez up there. They get, all their whole backcourt in ball screens, and Dan helped stymie that with his length and athleticism and quickness. And the one thing he did tonight, I don't know what his rebounding numbers were.
He had 6 rebounds, two offensive, 4 defensive.
But when he can rebound the ball for us in a fighting way, then he's a real force for us because there's other things he can do really well, and he did that well enough tonight. He had a terrific game, and he's getting more confident rolling. We actually ran a press release, full court action for him, and he caught the ball and went up strong, He handled it on the break 2 or 3 times where he made really good decisions. He's growing that way, and I'm really proud of him. And just his competitiveness is probably the best thing about him that's growing. He's gone from an okay competitor to a young man that's really trying to compete.
Terrific.
Wanted to ask just one other thing too. I talked about the game. You have, and I don't know how much stock you take in points in the paint and different things that we follow. But in the first half, you had 10 points in the paint. Second half, 24 points in the paint to finish with 34. And I kept mentioning how you guys got easy baskets, and you didn't have to. The 3-ball wasn't falling tonight. You didn't have to rely on that because you got penetration. You got easy baskets. Was that something that was part of the game plan to try and penetrate that much, or did it just kind of flow that way throughout the game?
No, it was a product of us trying to get to the third side. So, the first 5 minutes of the second half, we kind of were just forcing a little bit of action, first, second side, and we're just. Our team is not built where we have individuals that are going to successfully make high percentage plays that way. But we get to the third and fourth side, we're just barely enough ahead of the defense if we do it with pace, where our guys can start seeing gaps and getting to the rim and making plays and hitting rolls and doing all those things. It just takes us a lot of effort and energy to get wound up to get there. And so our guys did a great job that way, and I think part of the points in the paint product is because of that.
Yeah, I thought, just to make a quick point on that, to me, Marcel is the guy that drives that engine. He is constantly driving, and that leads to, his 6 assists that he has. So I love seeing that from Marcel tonight.
Yeah, it's amazing. He's found his own very quiet, tough way to lead this team. And early in the season, something we talked about a lot. I just didn't know if Marcel was going to be able to do that, if he was made that way. And he's not made the way that I typically would expect to be a leader on a team, but he, in his own way, he has taken this team and is running it like a sergeant. It's awesome. It's great.
FYI, Seattle lost tonight, so you're now tied for the 3rd seed going into the tournament, and you got a week off to play Seattle. Going to be a heck of a game next week, my friend.
Big game up there. They really took it to us here, so we got a lot of work to do. But, hey, this is exciting to be in the hunt, and I couldn't be more proud of my guys. It's a great day for the Wolverines.
Thanks, Coach, for stopping by.
Coach. Thanks, guys.
Coach Mark Pope sees his Wolverines win this one, coming back from 20 points down, winning this thing by 9 points, 79-70. Oh my goodness! What a comeback for UVU, who is now 6-6 in the Western Athletic Conference. And folks are probably listening and saying, "Wow, big deal! They're 6-6." As depleted as this team was, losing starter after starter to injury before the season even started, then Darius Hamilton goes down with a broken foot, Telly Davenport goes down with a dislocated shoulder for the season, et cetera, et cetera. They've got 10 players, and one of those guys is supposed to have surgery any day. And Ivory Young's playing with a sprained ankle. It's amazing to me that they were able to do what they did tonight, Matt.
Well, go back to what we looked at it as, and there is so much basketball to be played when you only have 8 minutes, gone, 12 minutes gone in the first half, and the way that the Wolverines play, it can turn ever so quickly, and that was the story to me, is it went into the Wolverines' favor so fast, but they did it with their offense, but at the same time they did it with their defense. That was perhaps the most important thing that I saw tonight. Yeah, Deshaun King had 18 points, but you hold Martez Harrison to 5, as we talked about. Lavelle Boyd was in and out the game with foul trouble, and the Wolverines did some really good things, and they fought from start to finish, and they didn't hang their head, and I was impressed with how they fought back. Again, winning in tough game situations. We saw it Thursday night. We see it tonight. This would build some serious confidence for them, I would think, because of the fact that, when you're down that many points, that you can fight back. You don't have to press, take it one game at a time. And it was a total team effort. Everybody that got in there for the Wolverines, as cliche as that may be, they all contributed in one way or the other.
They scored 79 points tonight. They scored 74 in the victory on Thursday night. They won both those games here at home. It's the first 2 wins all season that UVU has won a game when they've scored less than 80. Usually they have to really, really put up some big numbers to win games. Now all of a sudden they're winning in the 70s. That's pretty impressive for them. And just 2 games to go in the regular season. We talked about it earlier. A week from today at Seattle, that'll be an 8 o'clock Mountain start, 7 o'clock in Seattle. And then 2 weeks from today, the Wolverines will close out the regular season here at home at the UCCU Center, hosting Grand Canyon. That game will start at 2 o'clock here in Utah, so it'll be a rare afternoon game. The Wolverines 2 home games or 2 games remaining regular season, 1 on the road in Seattle and then 1 at home, and then down the next week, Thursday through Saturday, March 9th through the 12th to Las Vegas at the Orleans Arena for the WAC tournament. All 7 out of the 8 WAC teams will be there. Grand Canyon's still not eligible for postseason play according to NCAA rules due to their move up from D2. Final thoughts, Matt, and we're out of here.
Yeah, no, I think we've covered just about everything. I mean,
we're both sort of stunned, aren't we?
Well, I not to say I expected it, but I think the panic button gets hit when you get down by 20 early points. But again, there's so much time in a game, and the Wolverines showed what they're made of, and showed their grit in tonight's game and came back. And I think that the Wolverines would love to see this transition into a road win and then closing it out strong at home in the last game of the season, because the Wolverines, let's be honest, they were expected to win both of these games.
Sure.
They were expected to win Thursday night. They were expected to win tonight. They'll have a tough matchup on the road, but a lot to take from this. A lot of players can feel good about how they played, and they're playing some pretty good basketball on both sides of the court leading into the tournament.
79-70 final score. Utah Valley knocks off Missouri Kansas City, coming from 20 points down. Our thanks here to everybody at UVU for helping make this broadcast possible. Sports Information Director Clint Berge and his staff do a great job. And our thanks, of course, to our producer back in the Salt Lake City studios, Jeremy Moss. Our next broadcast comes your way next Saturday, 8 o'clock Mountain Time, 7 o'clock Seattle time. UVU 6-6 in the WAC, taking on Seattle, tied with UVU, also at 6-6 in the WAC. The winner of that might just end up with the number 3 seed in the WAC tournament. We'll talk to you then. Thanks for being with us. For Matt Peterson, I'm Jim McCullough saying so long from Orem, Utah.
This copyrighted telecast of the Western Athletic Conference may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the WAC Digital Network.